It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we'll get a look here at Caleb Williams. He comes in fifth in passing touchdowns so far. It's the Bills and the Dolphins, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business. Season down, what will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they'll be let out by their seventh-year quarterback.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Purdy now to throw off the play action. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
They'll send the tight end in motion left. Targets Miller here on the out route. He's got him. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here's Taylor. He gets away from one. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. So likely a 3-and-out on their opening drive. That's not a good omen for a team that's lost 3 straight games.
Too many threes that you're mentioning right there. That's a number they've got to get off of. And the big risk you're running right now is discouragement amongst the ranks. How do you keep them up? How do you keep them motivated? They've got to dial up something to give themselves some confidence.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 27. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
And there's a lot of good to watch in the game last week. He threw 4 touchdown passes. A little bit of concern throwing the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and the 2 pick.
Yeah, you want the ratio really to be closer to 3-1 as opposed to the 2-1 that he had. But it is something to build on. They did get the win, didn't they?
Yep. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll run for the first time with a speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
To the air, Williams. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. You talk about this Miami defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
The numbers are definitely not in their favor, but every time I click on the film and watch them, I see stretches where they play against the run really well. Their biggest problem, when they give up those explosive runs, those 30, 40, 50 yards.
He's across midfield and all the way down to the 33-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. 30 yards.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory down at the 33. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Throwing is Williams. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
To throw, Williams. And that is incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Absolute bullet. On fourth down, Sean McDermott trots the field goal unit out there. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good, and the Bills will take a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Dolphins offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their second possession. And he's been one of the main focal points of this unit throughout the season, no doubt. Currently ranked second in the NFL in terms of receptions by a wideout. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. To the right side, this is Taylor. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, second down. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
He'll drop this down to Taylor. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bills shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. 3rd and 4. Purdy now to throw. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
I'm not sure he falls under the category of mobile quarterback, but he's athletic enough that if you don't keep your rush lanes intact, he finds a way to hurt you.
As coaches like to say, I wouldn't call him a burner, but enough there in the tank. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And it's a fumble. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. So a first-quarter fumble in the rain. And this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost him.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Now, these two teams met earlier in the year in Buffalo with the Bills winning that ball game. So they're looking for the season sweep with a win here in Miami. On play action, here's Williams. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Off the play fake, it's Williams. Rolling to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
Now Purdy. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
At the 28-yard line.
Throwing here, Purdy. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Purdy will set up to throw it here. And that is incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And take it right on the 30. And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. So here are the Bills to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Takes it to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete. When you look at this defense, they've certainly had their struggles against the run at the 30th ranked unit out of 32 teams in the NFL.
One thing you do know, they'll be fired up because they're facing a top 5 rushing attack. And even if they have early success against them, they got to remember they got to sustain it because teams that are top 5, they don't stop running the ball if they don't get things done early.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And there was absolutely 0 pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
Looking to throw is Williams. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Bills with the football as we start quarter number 2. 2nd and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. To the air once more. Williams. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Williams. Pass taken in by his big tight end. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Read option. This is Gibbs. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down. The Bills at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. That time, a 9-play drive, and it culminates in a Bills touchdown. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. So problems compounding themselves here on... They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Another run for Gibbs here. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Bills add 6 to their lead. A try here for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. Here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Purdy. This to Laporta, right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? They go play action here. Purdy. Across the formation, and he gets this to Miller. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Let's go. Let's go.
Play action. Now Purdy. Throw left side complete. That's Taylor. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. So the completion good for just 3. And it's 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. they become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He'll find his man. That's Taylor again.
The Bills bring out a couple of extra defensive backs to defend this third down play.
Yeah, they're going dime. Once more, Purdy looking to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 19. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Purdy bootlegging it. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Puka Nacua from 19 yards away. And the Dolphins are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw, it's Williams. Looking deep here for Dobbs. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd down and 12. That is caught. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. Up the middle they go. Sweet knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off the option, here's Gibbs. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Completed out left to Dobbs. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. To the air, Williams. Escaping the pressure right. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. Throwing is Williams. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. To throw, Williams. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Out of the game, his third on the year. Lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Joshua Carty to kickoff.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it as he gets wiped out on that one. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 2nd and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And not much happening there as he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's taken on the 25. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll get started up at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland. And that one tied 14 apiece in the second quarter. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Malik Willis has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And this one going the visitors' way, as the Cardinals have the lead in that one. Tank Dell, a touchdown reception. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be, but halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Bills offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
They'll go play action here with Williams. They'll roll him out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
And this one is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Off the bootleg, it's Williams. And his throw here is incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. And his kick is good. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. In motion, it's Miller. Purdy. Completes it to Miller. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional, In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
He'll buy some, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That's taken at around the 40. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Working out of the gun, Williams. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
They'll fake the give. Now Williams. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Well, Parker, I would say just avoid play action, but that's not just been the problem. This defense, they've been getting pressure on all types of pass plays and really piling up the sacks in this contest.
Williams from the gun on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a 1st. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Off the play fake, it's Williams. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Dobbs goes in motion. Looking to throw is Williams. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. On 4th down, Sean McDermott trots the field goal unit out there. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And this one is right through. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold him to a 3-point kick. Now you're giving him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
Now a handoff up the middle. Sweet. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, Williams. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. Gibbs is in. Touchdown, Bills. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Point after, right down the middle. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
Joshua Carty to kick off.
Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Miami set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Let's go now.
On the counter, it's Taylor. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Officially nothing on that one. No gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. Purdy looking to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And some strong running. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Here's Williams. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Following the fumble recovery. Purdy, pass complete there to Nakua. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. From the 35, here's 2nd and 3.
Let's go.
At the 35-yard line.
Go.
Throwing here, Purdy. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Purdy now to throw. That one out wide, intercepted. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things, but these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Joshua Carney to kick off.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This taken in right around the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Back to throw, Purdy. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that, whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Purdy. He's got the hook up to Miller. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Once more, Purdy looking to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Purdy will set up to throw it here. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. On 1st down, Sweet down to about the 37.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. Gibbs straight ahead. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Buffalo.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
To throw, it's Williams. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Jahmyr Gibbs with career touchdown number 70. And the Bills had 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Joshua Carty to kick off.
Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Now couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Here's Purdy. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Purdy from the gun. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to make it 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. That's pulled in at the 32. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out come the Bills. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on.
Let's go now.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. In motion goes the tight end. To throw, Williams. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. He wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
Hand off down to Gibbs. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. DeMarvion Overshown, the one to bring him down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Here's a 2nd and 8. Throwing is Williams. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. And this is caught inside the 5. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Point after here coming up. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins offense and Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good. And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Purdy. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a 1st down. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game. Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Here we go. Ready?
Shotgun now with Purdy. Throw left side, caught by Laporta. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense a complete team victory.
So for the Bills, they move to 7-1 on the year with the victory, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Miami, the turnaround hasn't materialized as they fall to 2-7. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.